Shalom, and welcome back to day 112 of reading the Bible in 52 weeks. Woo! Lord, I love you. Amen. Let's go. Today we'll be reading 1 Chronicles 10 through 12. The Philistines fought against Israel, and Israel's men fled from them. Many were killed on Mount Gibeah. The Philistines pursued Saul and his sons and killed his sons Jonathan, Abinadab, and Malchijah. When the battle intensified against Saul, the archers spotted him and severely wounded him. Then Saul said to his armor-bearer, "Draw your sword and run me through it, or these uncircumcised men will come and torture me." But his armor-bearer would not do it because he was terrified. Then Saul took his sword and fell on it. When his armor-bearer saw that Saul was dead, he also fell on his own sword and died. So Saul and his 3 sons died. His whole house died together. When all the men of Israel in the valley saw that the army had fled and that Saul and his sons were dead, they abandoned their cities and fled. So the Philistines came and settled in them. The next day, when the Philistines came to strip the slain, they found Saul and his sons dead on Mount Gilead. They stripped Saul, cut off his head, took his armor, and sent messengers throughout the land of the Philistines to spread the good news to their idols and the people. Then they put the armor in the temple of their gods and hung his skull in the temple of Dagon. When all Jabesh Gilead heard of everything the Philistines had done to Saul, all their brave men set out and retrieved the body of Saul and the bodies of his sons and brought them to Jabesh. They buried their bones under the oak in Jabesh and fasted 7 days. Saul died for his unfaithfulness to the Lord because he did not keep the Lord's word. He even consulted a medium for guidance, but he did not inquire to the Lord. So the Lord put him to death and turned the kingdom over to David, son of Jesse. All Israel came together to Jesse in Hebron and said, "Here we are, your own flesh and blood. Even previously, when Saul was king, you are leading Israel out to battle and bringing us back. The Lord your God also said to you, 'You will shepherd my people Israel, and you will be ruler over my people Israel.'" So all the elders of Israel came to the king of Hebron. David made a covenant with them at Hebron in the Lord's presence, and they anointed King David over Israel, in keeping with the Lord's word through Samuel. David and all Israel marched to Jerusalem. The Jebusites who inhabit the land were there. The inhabitants of Judah said to David, "You will never get in here." Yet David did capture the stronghold of Zion, then is the city of David. David said, "Whoever is the first to kill a Jebusite will become chief commander." Joab, son of Neru, went up first, so he became the chief. Then David took up residence in the stronghold. Therefore it was called the city of David. He built up the city all the way around from the supporting terraces of the surrounding parts. Of Joab restored the rest of the city. David steadily grew more powerful, and the Lord of the armies was with him. The following were the chiefs of David's warriors who, together with all Israel, strongly supported him in his reign to make him king, according to the Lord's word about Israel. This is the list of David's warriors. Jashobeam, son of Hachmoni, was chief of the 30. He wielded his spear against 300 and killed them at one time. After him, Eleazar, son of Dodo of Adahat, was one of the 3 warriors. He was with David at Pas-Dammim when the Philistines had gathered there for battle. There was a portion of the field full of barley where the troops had fled from the Philistines, but Eleazar and David took their stand in the middle of the field and defended it. They killed the Philistines, and the Lord gave him a great victory. 3 of the 30 chief men went down to David near the rock at the cave of Adullam, while the Philistine army was encamped in Rephaim Valley. At that time David was in the stronghold, and the Philistine garrison was at Bethlehem. David was extremely thirsty and said, "If only someone would bring me water to drink from the well at the city gate of Bethlehem." So the 3 broke through the Philistine camp and drew water from the well at the gate of Bethlehem. They brought it back to David, but he refused to drink it. Instead, he poured it out to the Lord. David said, "I would never do such a thing in the presence of my God. How can I drink the blood of these men who risked their lives?" For they brought it at the risk of their own lives, so he would not drink it. Such were the exploits of the 3 warriors. Abishai, Joab's brother, was the leader of the 3. He raised his spear against 300 men and killed them, gaining a reputation among the 3. He was more honored than the 3 and became their commander, even though he did not become one of the 3. Benaiah, son of Jedidiah, was the son of a brave man from Kabzeel, a man of many exploits. Benaiah killed 2 sons of Ariel of Moab. and he went down to the pit of a snowy day and killed a lion. He also killed an Egyptian who was 7.5 feet tall. Even though the Egyptian had a spear in his hand like a weaver's beam, Benaiah went down to him with a staff, snatched the spear out of the Egyptian's hand, and then killed him with his own spear. These were the exploits of Benaiah, son of Joiada, who had the reputation among the 3 warriors. He was the most honored of the 30, but he did not become one of the 3. David put him in charge of his bodyguard. The best soldiers were Job's brother Asahel, Elhanan, son of Dodo of Bethlehem, Shamath of Harite, Hezlel the Pelonite, Ira son of Ekesh the Terkite, Abizer the Adathathite, Shebekai the Heshuite, Ali the Alahite, Marai the Nephilatite, Heda son of Bana the Nephilatite, Ethiah son of Ribai from Galath the Benjamites, Benaiah the Piranite, Huri from the wads of Gash, Abiel the Abarite, Abaveth the Baramite, Elahaba the Shalabonite, the son of Hashem the Gizonite, Jonathan son of Saji the Haranite, Abiam son of Sashar the Haranite, Aphabai son of Helfer the Meshonite, Ajah the Pelonite, Hezro the Camielite, Nariah son of Ezbai, Joel the brother of Nathan, Mibdar son of Hagri, Zelek the Ammonite, Zachariah the Bethelite, the armor bearer for Job and son of Zeruiah, Ira the Athrite, Gabra the Ephraite, Uzra the Hevite, Zabad son of Ahai, Adina son of Shizas the Reubenites, chief of the Reubenites, the 30 with them, Hanah son of Makkah, Josaphat the Mithnite, Uzziah the Ashionthite, Shana Jeriel son of Hotham and Ariorite, Jeriel son of Shimri and his brother Joah the Tizrite, Eliah the Moabite, Jerubai the Joshuaviah, the sons of Elanam, Ethamam the Moabite, Eliahobab and Jesiah the Mezrobite. The following were the men who came to David at Ziklag while he was banned for the presence of Saul son of Kish. They were among the warriors who helped him in battle. They were archers who could use either the right or the left hand, both to sling stones and shoot arrows from the bows. They were Saul's relatives from Benjamin. Their chief was Eleazar, son of Shemaiah the Givavite. Then there was his brother Jezel the Pelot, sons of Amavath, Bakah, Jua, and Anathite, Eshemiah the Gibeonite, a warrior among the 30, and the leader over the 30, Jeremiah, Jaziel, Jonathan, Josabad the Getharite, Ezazai, Jeremoth, Beliat, Sheremiah the Shepherdite, the Heverite, Elikana, Ishiah, Azariah, Jozer, and Joshabim the Korarites, and Joel the Zabiah, the son of Jeroboam from Gedar. Some Gadites defected to David at his stronghold in the desert. They were valiant warriors, trained for battle, expert with shield and spear. Their faces were like the faces of lions, and they were as swift as gazelles in the mountains. Ezer was the chief, Adidah second, Eliah third, Mishamana fourth, Jeremiah fifth, Adiah sixth, Eliah seventh, Jonathan eighth, Ezabad ninth, Jeremiah 10th, and Machabani 11th. These Gadites were the army commanders. The least of them were a match for the 100, and the greatest of them for 1,000. These are the men who crossed the Jordan in the first month, when it was overflowing all its banks and put in the flight of all the valleys to the east and the west. Other Benjamites and men from Judah also went to David to the stronghold. David went out to meet them and said to them, "If you have come in peace to help me, my heart will be united with you. But if you have come to betray me and my enemies, even though my hands have done no wrong, may the God of the ancestors look on it and judge." Then the Spirit enveloped Amasai, chief of the 30, and he said, "We are yours, David. We are with you, son of Jesse. Peace, peace to you, and peace to him who helps you, for your God helps you." So David retrieved them and made them leaders of the troop. Some Manassites defected to David when he went to the Philistines to fight against Saul. However, they did not help the Philistines because the Philistine ruler sent David away after a discussion. They said, "It will be our heads if he defects to Master Saul." When David went to Ziklag, some men of Manasseh defected him: Adnah, Jozabad, Jediel, Michael, Jozabad, Elihu, and Zivatiel, chief of the thousands in Manasseh. They helped David against the raiders, for they were the valiant warriors and commanders in the army. At that time, men came day after day to help David until there was a great army, like an army of God. The number of the armed troops who came to David at Hebron to turn Saul's kingdom over to him, according to the Lord's word, were as followed: from the Judahites, 6,800 armed troops bearing shields and spears. From the Simeonites, 7,100 violent warriors ready for war. From the Levites, 4,600, in addition to Joadiah, leader of the house of Aaron, with 3,700 men, and Zadok, a young valiant warrior, with 22 commanders from his ancestral family. From the Benjamites, the relatives of Saul, 3,000. From the Ephraimites, 20,800 valiant warriors who were famous men in their ancestral families. From half the tribe of Manasseh, 18,000 designated by name to come and make David king. From the Israelites, who understood the times and knew that Israel should do, 200 chiefs with all their relatives under the command. From Zebulun, 50,000 who could serve in the army, trained for battle with all kinds of weapons of war, with one purpose, to help David. From Naphtali, 1,000 commanders, accompanied by 37,000 men with shield and spear. From the Danites, 28,600 trained for battle. From Asher, 40,000 who could serve in the army, trained for battle. From across the Jordan, from the Reubenites, Gadites, and half the tribe of Manasseh, 120,000 men equipped with all military weapons of war. All these warriors, lined up in battle formation, came to Hebron wholeheartedly, determined to make David king over all Israel. All the rest of Israel, who also was one mind to take David king, they spent 3 days there eating and drinking with David, for their relative had provided for them. In addition, their neighbor from as far away as Issachar, Zebulun, and the Naphtali came and brought food on donkeys, camels, mules, and oxen, abundant provisions of flour, fig cakes, raisins, wine, oil, herds, and flocks. Indeed, there was joy in Israel. Okay, guys, I will see y'all tomorrow for day 113. May you have a blessed day. Shalom.